Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome back to Wenatchee, Washington. So I looked in the dispatch. I haven't seen too many of these around. This is going to be a cargo from the Forestry Machinery DLC. I haven't seen these around, and I'll talk a little bit about it after we get on the road, but I hustled over here because the job was going to go away in about an hour, and it took about half an hour to get here after we got the truck repaired and everything. So I hustled over here to grab this thing and got it hooked up. And as you can see, we are still in our Viper 389, and we do have the Caterpillar 3408 motor in it at, I want to say about 550 horsepower, 600 horsepower, somewhere around there. So we should be okay pulling this thing, and this is a stumper. That's what they're calling it. And we're taking it down to Yakima, which is not very far. It's going to be a fairly quick trip. So let's get this up here. Yeah, 115 miles, so only about maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get down there. So we'll just see how it goes. All right, brake is off. Put her in gear. And here we go. Let's get out of here first, carefully. Carefully. Not snag anything, not hook anything. Okay, over here. How are we doing on traffic? Let this, what is that? Looks like some kind of a Hellcat, perhaps. Motorcycle is through. Here we go.
Turn right.
Okay.
Go straight on.
Trying to get out of the driveway and not get into the intersection. I think we're okay. Right. So we're clear back there. We're clear here. Beautiful. Concentrating a lot. I've been hooking things, snagging things, and scraping guardrails and so forth. It's been not good, so I'm being super, super careful. Right, so how's everybody doing? It's Sunday for me, it's Monday for you. What's going on in gaming? I just saw something very interesting. Very interesting. I just saw Train Sim World announced that they are releasing TSW 2020 in the middle of August. Let's unpack that. I mean, some of it, obviously, you can figure out what it means, but I looked a little deeper, and I'm at a bit of a loss. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst news I've ever heard. But it is, it's something. So as it sounds, like on paper when you first hear that, it sounds like it's going to be a new Train Sim World. It's not. It's going to be essentially the same Train Sim World. They're going to update or change a couple things, and there's going to be a new route added. And this is where it gets a little murky. This is where it gets harder to follow. From the sound of it, if you already own Train Sim World, you will have to buy that new route. But if you buy Train Sim World 2020,
Keep right, and then turn right.
it will be included. And it's going to be a California route. So I don't know. We don't know if it's going to be the Cajon Pass, which is a good California freight route, or if it's going to be the Coaster, which is a California, obviously it's on the coast, but it's a passenger route. Swung that wide. It's a passenger route from like San Diego to LA, and I believe it goes also from LA to San Francisco. So it could be either one. Who knows? Nobody knows exactly what it's going to be, but there's already a little bit of controversy because people are saying like the game itself is not even done yet. Like Train Sim World is not done yet. Now you're going to have Train Sim World 2020, and again, it's taking the same path as the Train Simulator franchise, which is to sort of put a new year on it every year and change a couple things maybe. So yeah, as I understand it, if you already own Train Sim World, then you will get those couple things. You'll get the graphics updates if they optimize it, bug fixes, I don't know, whatever. but you won't get that California route. You'll have to buy it, or you can buy the whole game again. I'm not exactly clear on it, but there is already controversy. And then I read something really interesting. So we can bypass. All right, here we go. I read something really interesting. I don't know how accurate this is. As always, it's an internet thing. It's an internet rumor. I have no idea how accurate it is, but apparently, like, the executives from Dovetail have unexpected event. Okay. They have hang on. Let's get this sorted out first. I need this menu to go away. Yeah, and go back to the map. I can't go right. So we are sir. So we are detouring. Now, is it going to give me a detour just as soon as we come down here? Because I don't think there's any other way. Oh, that adds a little time to it. That adds about 50 miles to it. Okay, so I guess there's no other way we can do it. We just have to go to the next exit, turn around, and come back. Okay, no problem. The episode just got longer. There you go. How do you do? So there is a rumor that some of the executives from Dovetail have spoken at business events, not at gaming events, but at business events, and they have discussed their business model, which is basically to, the way that this poster described it, they acquire dead tech and keep it alive just enough to be a support system for DLC that they then sell for money. And you think, oh, that's kind of awful, you know? That sounds terrible. But from a business perspective, it might not be. And, you know, keep in mind that there are people out there that acquire companies, sell off everything of value within that company, fire everybody, lay everybody off, and then dump the rest at auction. They make a quick buck and they destroy a company. And that's a business model, right? That is a way to make money. It's a way to make a lot of money. I'm talking like tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. But it's a horrible way to make money, because you, rather than trying to rehabilitate a business or fix a business, you destroy a business that, I mean, maybe it's too far gone to be fixed, but maybe it's not. You know, maybe it just needs some investment capital, or things are about to get interesting here. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right. So we're turning in here.
Exit left.
This is interesting. Are we going around the back? I don't think we can. Trucks. We're a truck. So we'll turn here.
Go straight on.
All right. So then the other thing is, okay, fine. You don't want to fix that business, then just leave it alone. You know, you don't need to strip it bare just to make a quick buck, and you know, leave it for somebody else that maybe does want to fix it, or maybe it'll fix itself. But that's a business model. So hearing this rumor that these guys have, like, that is their actual business model, just keep a tech going as long as you can without putting a lot of money into developing it or fixing it. Keep it alive just long enough to sell DLC for it, which is exactly what they're doing with the Train Simulator franchise that they bought from somebody, I believe. It's their business, you know, it's their money. And when I say it's their business, I don't mean it's their company. I mean, that's their business. They can run their company any way they want. That's their business. But it is, in a way, kind of awful, you know, because there are people that really like that game. It really means a lot to them. Oh, sir? Okay. So I guess what's strange to me is to think, are they doing exactly the same thing with Train Sim World that they've done with the Train Simulator franchise, which is not really keep the game current, not really keep the game fresh, not really take care of it, just keep it on life support. All right, that's one way to do it. That's a way to do it. And what concerns me the most is Train Sim World is, from one perspective, it's not even full retail. It's not even done yet. It's got tons of bugs. The routes in the base game have bugs. The routes in the DLC have bugs. There's bugs all over that game. And rather than committing resources to fixing things, they're committing resources to creating DLC to sell. Now, if you're doing that to survive, that sucks, but I feel you. You know, you got to do what you got to do to keep the lights turned on. If you're doing that just to get rich, that is, I have to say, that's pretty greasy. That is pretty greasy. So, who knows? It fits, it hangs together, but it is... I enjoy Train Sim World, but I am not into trains enough to be really bothered by those bugs. I know people that are really into trains are really bothered by those bugs. They find them very, very frustrating. And I say all the time, if you don't like a company's business model, if you don't like their product, don't buy it. You know, don't buy stuff from them. Don't give them money. I like Train Sim World just enough, and my situation at the moment allows me to, for lack of a better word, waste a little money on gaming. And that's how I'm able to do that. But I watch a lot of YouTubers, and I'm sure you do as well. I watch a lot of gamers on YouTube. I watch a lot of different games that different channels have up. And something that I hear a lot is I hear YouTubers say they get emails from people, or they get DMs from people, or people leave comments, and they say, I can't afford video games. My situation does not allow me to buy video games, or to have a gaming system, or a console, or a TV, or, you know, but I can watch you play games on my phone, and that's the next best thing. And that's... that really makes me pause and think for a minute, because, like I said, I'm in a situation right now where I can waste a little money here and there. You know, I can drop 20 bucks on a DLC for a game that may have some bugs, but other people don't necessarily have that same... they may not be in the same place. And for a developer to not be more mindful of who we are as consumers, I think that's just kind of rotten. All right. They're not going anywhere. Nobody coming over here. So I'm sorting out how I feel about Dovetail. Because like I said, the game is okay by me. But I don't know how much more money I want to give to a company whose business model I really don't agree with philosophically. That's a tough question. Because I've always thought of it like, well, if you don't like the game, don't buy it. Or don't play it. But this is different. You know, this is if you don't like the company. So I need to sort of think about where I'm at with that. So that is what's going on, and that's not going to happen for another month. And even then, I'm not sure what is going to happen. I don't know what what Train Sim World 2020 is going to have in it. I don't know what it's going to be about. So I'll have to give it some time. But it is certainly starting to feel like exactly what the Train Sim franchise is and was. And that is... I'm being very careful with my words here. The Train Simulator franchise is regarded by people even people that love the game, it is regarded as just a blatant cash grab. Just a non-stop way to pluck money out of your pocket. So we'll see. But that's really got me thinking, and that's I wouldn't say it's a downer, but that was an interesting thing to see when I fired up Steam this morning and was flipping through the news feeds to see that. It's from a few days ago. It's from like the 16th or 17th, I think, and today's like the 20th, 21st maybe? I don't know. But that was, you know, it's got me thinking. It's got me thinking. So that's what's going on with Train Sim World. What else is going on in gaming? Not a whole lot. I think I covered almost everything at the moment that is going on in our Euro Truck video couple of days ago. I just keep racing, man. I'm just continuing to race, and I've come full circle on F1 2018. I want to say I did a full season last fall on the gamepad, and then I got the wheel and just did a few races. I believe I was at Baku, which is the 4th race of the season, and then when I picked up my season again, apparently I hadn't even finished Baku. I hadn't even finished Azerbaijan. It's a fun word to say. I hadn't even finished Azerbaijan because I went back into that profile, and the thing that popped up was Azerbaijan race day. So I guess I crashed out of that race and then just retired, or quit the session but didn't retire. So there was still an opportunity to restart that race. So I went ahead and finished that season. I was in Williams in Azerbaijan. I transferred to Sauber, finished the season, and then I restarted new clean season with Red Bull, learning everything that I learned finishing that season on the wheel. So we're back at Azerbaijan, and I've always hated that track, and I always had a terrible time on that track. Whoa. There we are. And instead, I had a great time on that track, and I kind of like it now. I do. And what I realized is I have been spending so much time in race sims that I'm becoming just like my form is improving across all platforms, across all franchises. I'm just better at driving fake race cars than I was.
Right. Then turn right.
Moment.
Turn right.
I don't feel like I'm struggling. I don't feel like I'm constantly fighting the car. I don't feel like I'm constantly in danger of flying off the track. I'm going to make a right turn on red here and hope we don't get a ticket. I think we're going to do okay. Yeah. Seeing some white lines across the highway here. I don't know if that's a real line. What is that? Little texture error, possibly. So yeah, I'm just getting better at driving fake race cars, and I don't feel like I'm constantly fighting the car. And to be at a place like Baku, and we're in Spain this week, or this race, and then we'll go to Monaco after that. Monaco has been another one that I've always hated that track, because it was always so difficult for me to go fast and not just continually smash the car off the barricades. And I don't use rewind. I will restart. And that can be rough. I don't know how your OCD is, but that can be rough if it's say a 1 hour race and you're 45 or 50 minutes into it and you stuff the car and it's like, all right, got to restart, and you just keep doing that, and that's a bad OCD day. But you just keep doing that till you finish the race without crashing. And for that reason, I think I really didn't like places like, sir, there he is, places like Azerbaijan and Monaco, and even the Hungaroring to some extent. And I find that not to be the case anymore. I really enjoyed Azerbaijan, and I'm looking forward to Monaco. So it's a lot of things. It's also, I think, understanding a little bit better how to develop the car. My first season, even going back last fall, my first gamepad season, and then starting a season on the wheel, you get R&D points, and my thing was always, well, what can I afford? I want to improve this car. Whatever it is that I can afford, I'll just get that, not really thinking, like, is that what the car needs? Is that going to help you the most? Is that, Which is why I started a new season with Red Bull. A clean season is, let me start a new season knowing what I know now, and not be sort of saddled with last year's mistakes that I made while I was learning. So bottom line, I put all that together, and I'm really, really enjoying the sim. And also in Race Room, and I think I may have mentioned this in Euro Truck the other day as well, but it's the WTCR. Yeah, the WTCR 2019 cars are in there, and I spent some time in Race Room just tearing around Zandvoort in a little Volkswagen Golf, and I have to say that I just feel like I'm learning how to drive. It doesn't matter the car, it doesn't matter the franchise, doesn't matter the track. I just feel like I'm learning to drive better, and it's really moment. Fantastic. Ah! Oh dear. That was very dicey. I thought we had a lot more bridge. Woo! Oh, the things we do to get a screenshot. That was very, that was ridiculous. I'm actually kind of embarrassed that I did that. Oh dear. Yeah, let's pretend that never happened. But yeah, I'm enjoying racing more as I'm getting better at it. And it's one of those things that I always thought I was kind of okay at it. You know, I never really, you know, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to, like, be the champion of the world or anything, but I figured I could hold my own. So it's been good, and it's been kind of humbling to learn how much there is to learn. That's always, that's something I enjoy. I like being wrong. It sounds weird to say that. We're going over here. It sounds weird to say that, but I do enjoy being wrong, because I feel like that's the only time you learn anything. You know, if everything that you know or everything that you think you know is right, then ain't nobody telling you nothing. But it's when you're willing to admit that you're wrong. It's when you're willing to let somebody point something out to you and tell you, like, no, that thing you've been believing, that's wrong. That's when you learn something. And so if I come at it, you know, dogmatically and say, oh, you know, the way that I sim race, that there's no way to go any faster, and I'm not willing to listen to somebody, no ticket, fantastic. I'm not willing to listen to somebody who's telling me, no, you're wrong. What you want to do is this or this or this. You'll be much faster. That's how you grow. You know, that's the scientific method. If you're not familiar. Scientific method is fantastic. You come up with an idea and then you immediately try to tear it to pieces. You try to make it wrong in as many different ways as possible. And the reason you do that is, when you publish, right? When you go to a conference or an event and you get up there and you say, I want to, you know, talk about this molecule or this star or the spleen, I don't know, whatever. You get up there to talk about that, and if you're wrong, if your data is flawed, if your interpretations are not valid, if, you know, all those people in the audience are just going to tear it apart. So first thing you do, scientific method, first thing you do, you come up with an idea, you come up with a hypothesis, and then you immediately try to tear it to pieces, and you just do that over and over and over, and you repeat your studies and you repeat your research over and over, and you just keep doing that until your idea can support itself, right? It doesn't fall apart. It could be valid. And after you've done that, then, like I said, you go someplace, you publish, you present, and now other people, your peers, your colleagues, now they try to tear it apart. And very often they can, and it goes no further than that. But if after those two processes, after you try to tear it apart and it holds together, and then other people try to tear it apart and it holds together, only then does the community begin to consider the possibility that maybe we've got a new thing here. We've got a new scientific whatever. So the same thing applies in your own life. You know, if you have an idea, don't just go with it. Don't just go with it and think this is it. You know, there's nothing after this. I've solved it. Be willing to be wrong. And be willing to try to make yourself wrong. And if you can't, then maybe your idea has some value, and that's when you shop it to other people, let them take a crack at it, and if it still holds together, then yeah, maybe that's a thing. But the idea that you would just think something and just stop right there, go no further than that. I'm right, and that's the end of it. That's I've always found that, for me personally, to be kind of a silly and dangerous way to think. Where do they want? Oh, right there. Okay. Couldn't see the blinker. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, it gets a little heavy around here sometimes. We talk about some stuff, we do, but there's nothing wrong with that. Right. I might go third person here. Oh, we got room. You know what? This looks exactly like Was it Port Angeles? Looks like the same layout, same crane, same trains, same air thing. Oh dear. For some reason, I thought that was going to track differently. Yeah, that didn't work out the way I thought it would. All right, let's get this this guy. It's in exactly the wrong place. Listen, Kenworth. Ah, I love the way this truck sounds. So we're gonna go right in here. Hopefully there's no invisible collisions. And it seems like there are not. Fantastic. Are we far enough? Not really. Not really. Here we go. A little bit of a jackknife. But I still believe, oh yeah. Oh, there's another little one back there. Okay. This just gets better and better. Right there, right about there. Right about there. Right about there. Okay. I think we're going to make it. Really concentrating. Can you tell? Oh, I gotta straighten it out one more time. Oh. Now I'm hoping we don't tail whip. Oh, so close. We got it. I think we got it. There we go. That's the one. Third time. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's gonna slip right in there. Like a glove. So yeah, man, if you're new to the channel, this is what to expect. Video games, video game news, and a little bit of philosophy. As you do. Right there, right there. Right there. Set the brake. Engine off. Let's see how we did. Why did we take a stumper down to the port? That's odd. So it goes. Right, we are on time. We made just a tiny little bit of money. Long trip because of that detour. And we still got a ways to go to level 36. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.